Lookbook photography is going to make you a lot of money. It's also going to bore you to death, but it's going to make you a lot of money, and it's going to make you a lot of money repeatedly. When I had a photo studio in downtown LA, it was called 5 Point Studio. It was about 5,000-ish feet. I booked so many of them that were just lookbooks, and I used to sit there and think, God, this is boring. But the photographer seems quite happy because there is a budget. So in this video, we're going to redo Banana Republic's ads, a men's campaign that they have going on right now. And I'm gonna redo the lighting if I was to photograph it today on my own in a studio. And I'm gonna show you what that is. I'm gonna show you the model on screen, 3D model, how we basically are gonna light this, what lights I'll be using, where they're gonna go, which camera lens, etc. So you might be wondering, maybe, what exactly is a lookbook? A lookbook pretty much is a kind of a mood board, but beyond that, if a mood board and a magazine and a catalog got married, then that is a lookbook. A lookbook can be sold, can be shown to customers. And customers are like, oh, I like this. It's kind of like a catalog, but it's more of a inventory type of catalog. Or a lookbook could be something that you send to a buyer. For example, a certain brand could say, hey, Nordstrom, here is our lookbook. And they're going to flip through and say, we want 2,000 pieces of this, the buyers, etc. Then we want 5,000 pieces of this and only 100 of the other. It's supposed to show the garments. It's supposed to show them being lived in, modeled, etc. For that reason, a lookbook cannot be super stylized. It has to be so minimal and bare. Still stylized, but so blah. And that's why lookbooks, I think, sometimes could bore you to tears. There's certain types of photographers, but a lookbook is so profitable. First of all, I'll tell you how much lookbooks can make in just a minute. Let's go on screen because I know that you've been seeing some of these Banana Republic campaigns of these men as I've been talking too. So let's go and examine the room. I put a model there. This is the room. The camera is, let's just bring this camera back to the ground. Okay, here's the room that we are playing with. All right, the first thing that I want to do is I always want to say, what's my surroundings? We just put him in a basic room. All right, nothing so amazing, but it's there. The floor could be carpet. It's difficult to tell with this model, but I'm just going to assume that it's like a hardwood gray floor and you have gray walls. Okay. That's the color that we want. We have the model there. We have the bag there. Very similar to the image that you're seeing on screen right here, like this, of the model. But this time he's not carrying the bag. He's just, the bag is by his side. All right. We want to look at the lighting and say, God, that is such a all-around type of lighting. There is some shadows, very soft, very lifted shadows underneath the chin. Not a lot beyond that. It looks to be like the shadow is moving a little bit more to the right side of the screen. So that means, well, we'll show you in a second. So how would I do this? You're not seeing anything on this space here on the upper right hand corner. That is camera preview because there is no light in here, and the way the camera sees it, it is dark. Let's actually turn the studio lights down. The first thing that I want to do is I just want to bring in some kind of light. We want to get there to 85%. The last 15% is your own secret recipe, your own style. That's why what you photograph is going to be different than me, etc. And we have to do something that distinguishes us from the next person, but also we don't want to go 100% and copy anybody. We want to go to 85% maximum. The first thing that I want to do is I'm looking at these lighting options. Could it be one of these? Could it? Now you see how the light just came on. It's really low. The preview shows up on the right side. The first thing that I do with any kind of lighting, anything, any kind of tool, I take it to the max. I'm like, oh, so that's what it does. Okay, bring it back. Then you start finding the place. I don't think that that's our lighting. What if it is a shoot through umbrella? See that right there from the side? Okay, you shoot through that. It's kind of like a light softbox. Let's go into maybe an on-camera flash. Pop. Super paparazzi 90s flash. That's not it either because everything is so soft on these Banana Republic men's campaigns. I mean, look at this wide. Look at the shadow behind him. That's a hard pass. That's a no. Okay, so we know it's not that one either. What I would do if I was photographing this is I'm going to get us 85% of the way there. I'm going to go and pick, I like this big boy here. Let's go to 34. Okay. I'm going to put him a little tiny bit to the side. Remember how I said one, like of our main model that we're breaking down, there's like 10%, 20% more shadow here. It's very light, it's very desaturated, but I just wanted to show. So when we put him to one side for the moment, let's just put this right there. That's really hard light. Like that's so hard. Look at this camera preview. That's miserable. I actually want to photograph this about 35 millimeters. Okay, that's terrible, like really, really terrible. But I know that that shadow went down just a little bit. So that means if the shadow's coming down, what's making the shadow come down is a light above. So we're going to bring the light a little bit higher. You kind of, even if you got to talk to yourself, talk to yourself. Okay, I think I want to move the model a little more centered. Move your bag over to the side right there. So I'm going to go ahead and you're probably wondering how much can lookbooks make, right? So we're going to aim this right around the center. A lookbook, by the way, on a very newer brand. Now, I'm not talking about Levi's jeans. I'm talking about a brand that might be in a few boutiques or maybe a few racks at a big department stores. On a very brand new, we don't want to spend a lot. We're so brand new, but we're still established. That means about $5,000 for the budget for that production. That's not a lot of money because you have to pay so many different people. But on a higher, mid-higher level, that's about $25,000. So that's your range. That also means that there is consistency in mood boards. So think about it. Okay, if a brand needs something for winter campaign, they're gonna buy, once that is out to buyers and the public, they're gonna immediately need to photograph the spring campaign. 3 months later, there's another job. Now, what happens? Do they go and find the new photographer every single time? No, they don't. They go with the person that knows how to work, and that's the key. So they're going to get you for winter, they're going to get you for spring, they're going to get you for summer, they're going to call you back for fall. Now, the next year, they might change the whole look and bring in another photographer or ask you to change things up. But a lot of times, if you book one lookbook campaign, you probably booked at least 2 if someone does 2 times a year, but likely you booked 4 of them, 4 seasons. All right, let's go. So I think we're going to go here. Yikes, right? Let's go ahead and put a duplicate light on this side too, just to get like a really soft light. God, 2 shadows, really, really bad. What if I lower the light a little bit? Is it still going to be as blown out? God, it's really bad. So how do we make it better? Let's go and bring in a diffusion panel. I'm gonna bring this up. Whoa, instantly, the model softened up. Look, diffusion panel away. Hold on a second. Let's move the diffusion panel away. Hard light, and in front, softer light. I like that. So let's go ahead and bring a second one here too. Bring it up, diffuse this baby here, and let's move in closer. I'm actually going to move in a little closer and move the diffusion light so you can see. Let's just move it up so it doesn't get to block the light. You see how hard that light is on the face? Yikes. So we're going to bring it back down and it's going to soften it. But I would actually go for a much larger diffusion panel. So that right there, we get much softer shadows. Still not entirely happy, but I'm looking for that shadow that is a little bit stronger on one side. I have a little bit of it there, but I'm still going to just make sure that it's there. Okay. So this light, we're going to go about halfway. This light, I'm going to go about halfway, but I'm going to move it closer for just a little more power. Let's move in a little closer. I have a tiny bit more shadow on that side, very close to this photo. Okay. I still think that shadow under the chin is a little bit hard. And I think that the background light is just, the background is let's move this camera a little more centered. Move over. Okay. So this photo can be more accurate. Okay. We're still not matching this photo too well. The photo of the Banana Republic guy. What else can I do? You know what? I know I'm going to do a light that shoots up into the ceiling. It could be any of these pretty much. Let's just go ahead and pick a 30 right here. Where do we put it in the room? I'm going to now put this in the corner and I'm going to turn it around so it bounces a little on this wall and a little on the ceiling, and I'm going to up the light. But wait, let's go into the ceiling and a little bit away from the model so it's not directly over affecting him that much and causing shadows. Just a little bit of fill for the room. See what's happening here, okay? I'm going to up the light. Let's move in closer to this model. What? That shadow is so much softer because of the fact that, look, I brought this down. That shadow is darker, it's harder. I'm gonna bring this light back up. This shadow is a lot softer. It's hard to tell in a 3D simulation, but it really makes a difference. Look at the camera preview on the upper right hand corner. Let's bring it down. Look at the background wall. It's so much darker. It comes up. His shadow behind is barely noticeable now. Obviously, it fills up the room so much, and it fills up the shadow on his face. I'm quite a fan of it. Let's shoot with a closer lens just to be able to show that preview for you and no other reason. Let's bring this up just a wee bit. I'm gonna bring this camera up and we'll talk about that in just a second. Why? So when we look at his face, I just changed the lens. Now I wanna show you this lighting. This is such a hack. Look at the shadow under the chin. See that? And look at the shadow under the chin. When we come in, it's pretty strong. You can see it. But now I'm just gonna see the shadow under the chin. Do you see that? When it's low. Now let's bring it up higher. The image is going to be a really beautiful image. Shoot. Do you know how you get a mood board job? You have to understand lookbooks, because ultimately what you're creating is a lookbook for the brand. That brand is going to take that mood board / lookbook / catalog, and they're going to get themselves into stores and online websites, etc. They're going to make millions of dollars in sales. If you can show these brands that you can do an amazing lookbook, then you're going to convince them so much easier that you're the right photographer for the job. Now, I'm going to tell you that I know there are so many bad lookbook videos online. People teach you how to make a pretty lookbook. I teach you how to make a persuasive lookbook first, and then we turn that into pretty. A persuasive lookbook is worth tens of thousands of dollars more a year. A pretty lookbook just looks good, but it serves no purpose. A lookbook is going to help people book you on an emotional journey. It takes people on an emotional journey, especially the way that I teach it. So for me, the way I see it is like, wait, why did Walid get Vanity Fair cover? Why did Walid work with Mariah Carey? Why did he photograph Kanye West? Why did Walid photograph Rolling Stone? Why did Walid do things for Meryl and Bernie Sanders and Jennifer Lopez? Why? Because I know how to sell myself. I've done it before. I've done this for well over a decade. And I'm teaching people now a brand new course called Step Mood Boards. It is part of my Step Creative Suite. Steps to Success. It's linked down below. So this is an aerial view of the set. Okay, this is all that I would do. Now, I would also potentially put like a cool backdrop wall, but it's not about that today. Today, it's about you knowing how to photograph really basic, boring mood books. If you just copy this and then you position it 5% different, 10% here, and you give it a small tweak that is unique to you and that brand and that job, you're going to do really well. And so you might think to yourself, but how will I know if it's the right way? That's why I set up VBA. That part is free. VBA is called Visual Business Academy. It's a Discord. It is private. It is mentorship from me. So when you go and you purchase Step Pricing, Step Mood Board, there's a few other ones coming out, and you're like, I just wish I could ask Walid this exact question, this exact scenario. Well, you can. It's going to be inside VBA. Okay, so both of them are linked below. VBA is free. Step Mood Boards is a little bit over $100, worth every penny, and the price will be going up on that course, guaranteed. So if you're seeing this video early, grab it now. All right, so let's go into here. That's it. Copy this. Adjust it just a little for you. You're going to do so damn well. There's so much money in lookbooks. If you really want to book lookbooks, tongue twister, you understand how many brands there are online, in your town. Ship and shoot is such a thing. Ship me your new looks. I will photograph it for you locally. You can see it live on FaceTime, other programs, and then you approve it. So you can get clients if you're in New York City from Wisconsin. If you're in Wisconsin, you can get clients from Los Angeles. You're going to do so well if you just know how to present yourself. So knowing how to do this is one thing, but getting to do it is a whole other thing. Make sure you know how to do the mood boards. Step mood boards is linked below. VBA, that's absolutely for free, linked below. My name is Walid Azami. My website is right here. And I'll speak to you next time.